One of the, I would say, the greatest news storytellers of our time, YouTube rock star. Give a warm content marketing world welcome to Mr. Casey Neistat.
We are witnessing a generation, we're part of a generation, who's completely inundated with content. You have absolute agency over what you watch and what you want to watch. If you don't want to watch it, you're not going to watch it. And then because we watch so much stuff, our refinement, that tool that we have, that sensor that goes off whenever we smell or see or sense at all bullshit, has become so refined. So as marketers, as advertisers, your job now is singular. And make no mistake, this is where everything begins. Your job is to penetrate that bullshit. Let me get into a little bit of my biography and kind of how I landed. I moved to New York with a 2-year-old and a 10th grade high school education, and my only professional experience was washing dishes. And it was just a straight slog. It was a hustle. And if we had more time, I'd get into the intimacies of it. But it wasn't fun. It wasn't easy. But it was climbing and grabbing on anything I could get. It was making bar mitzvah videos, making wedding videos, making birthday videos, until one of those birthday videos was for a guy who was a really nice guy. His husband hired me to make a video about him for his 50th birthday. And when he handed me a list of people who we wanted in the birthday video, it was like President Bill Clinton, etc. And it turns out this guy was like a very important politician, and I made that video. And at the screening of it at his birthday party, he came over to me and was like, this is great, you should come by, I'd love to talk to you about your videos. One thing led to another, and it led to another, and it led to another, and I started to find a little bit of a footing, figuring out how to make a living by making videos. And in 2003, with my prized possession, which was the iPod, I got my camera out and I videotaped the speakerphone, and I was like, hey Apple, Casey here, my iPod battery's dead. And they said on the phone to me, our official policy is to tell you to buy a new one. And I was frustrated again, except for this time I had a tool, I had a camera. So my big brother Van and I, we went out, and this is when those iPod commercials were like they were everywhere. It was like the black silhouette with the white cord, and it was like the person dancing. Remember those things, like pink? And they were all over New York City. So much like the disclaimer on the bottom of a pack of cigarettes that says this will give you cancer, we made a stencil and went around to all those posters and spray painted on the bottom, iPod's unreplaceable battery lasts only 18 months, to inform the masses. We made a little video about that. That wasn't even a good video, and we put it online, and this was 3 years before YouTube. We just put it on a splash page. The video went gangbusters. I mean, it was global. It had millions of views pre-YouTube. This is when going viral literally meant cutting and pasting a link and putting it in an email and typing in addresses. And it was doing millions of views. We were on the news. We were David and Goliath takes down Apple. Apple changed their policy. It was all over the place. There was a spotlight on me. And that spotlight was because I expressed the kind of frustration that I had had my entire life. And that was my motive. That was what got me really, really going as a filmmaker and trusting my instincts and ignoring the norms and ignoring what was taught and what was understood, and instead just trusting instincts. So moving around a little bit, I started a daily show, and that daily show was in the form of a YouTube show. There was no time, there was no resources available to actually build a real show, so let me just do one on YouTube. And that was my YouTube vlog. It was a daily show I put out every day. A lot of it was about me starting a new company, me launching a new company. Ultimately, the company struggled, and that daily show succeeded wildly. So I want to end today with a video that I just recently made. A company I've been working with a lot in the last couple of years is Samsung. So the reason why I have such an affinity for Samsung is because Samsung works very hard to enable and support creators like myself, that is the individual creator who lacks infrastructure. So that's where I wanted to end today, is at the same place where I began, which is a respect for just how intelligent today's viewers are, just how intelligent today's consumers are. And that any time that intelligence is sort of taken for granted or compromised, or something is attempted to put over on them, they will always call bullshit on it. And I think that's probably the most dangerous thing for a marketer to do. Thank you guys so much. This was awesome.